Hey everybody, and welcome back to Split Couch Games. I'm Scott,
And I'm Ben.
and this is
And
Couchcast number 38. I think is
yeah,
yep,
38.
yep, yep,
Yep. We can
yep.
count.
Well,
We know
yeah,
numbers.
numbers are hard. Um, we have a much more chill podcast coming to you guys this time. Like, there's nothing. This is recorded a week ahead of time, so there's no news to really talk about. But we're gonna kind of just kind of go through it, kind of talk about things that we want to talk about, and we're going to talk about headsets and sound, and we're going to talk about the Sky Does Minecraft thing, where Sky left the channel.
That's news, but it's really old news at this point.
Yeah. And we're going to kind of talk about us in relation to that. I think Ben wanted to
Yeah.
talk, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I'll start with Dolby Access, which I guess is something that was
Wait,
announced.
is it Access or Atmos?
Both. I'll get into that. Dolby Access is something that was talked about, announced maybe even at this past E3.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of flew under the radar, which personally I think is super unfortunate because it is an amazing program. Now, Dolby Access, to kind of give you like a quick TLDR of what it is and or does, on either the Xbox One or PC, because it is available for PC platform as well. You can essentially like download this program, app, something, whatever you may want to call it, and it will turn your headset, I believe even if it's a stereo headset, into a headset that supports Dolby Atmos.
Okay.
So the app is Dolby Access,
Okay,
and the style of surround sound is Dolby Atmos. Now, for those that don't know what Dolby Atmos is, it's basically like the next step in surround sound, because it utilizes effectively what is object-based sound generation. So, a couple quick examples of like what exactly that entails. In a 1v1, when I was playing Overwatch, I was on Eco Point, Antarctica, and I was coming up from like the very bottom floor on the side with the multiple staircases. And I was coming up from the very bottom floor, and on the staircase going up to like the top floor, there was a Widowmaker mine, and I could actually hear like the legs of it clinking around, and I knew exactly where it was before I even turned around the corner because I could hear where that noise was coming from.
Yeah.
Another great example is in Dishonored 2. There are these things called blood flies, that they essentially function like the rats from Dishonored 1, to give you kind of like a basis of how all that works. But obviously each individual blood fly makes its own noise, and so when you attack a nest, like they swarm and fly all over the place, and like I can just kind of stand there in the room and be like, okay, there's one like hiding in that corner, there's one down over under that bookshelf and everything. And prior to that, when I was just using like standard, essentially like 5.1 surround sound, or 7.1 or whatever this headset is, I could tell like general direction, but not exact location.
Got you.
Like more often than not, especially with the bloodfly situation in Dishonored 2, if I can't find the bloodfly, it's because I can't see it. But I can still hear exactly where it is. It's really like a surreal thing, and you can download the app and enable a 30-day free trial. So anybody that has a gaming headset, whether you're on Xbox or PC, I don't believe it's there for PlayStation, so sorry about you.
And it's on any Xbox, not just like it's obviously not on the Xbox One X.
Yeah, because I don't have it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah,
it's not even out yet.
Wanted to be clear on that you don't need like it's just any Xbox One.
Yeah, any Xbox One or PC. If you use a gaming headset, download it, try it out. It's absolutely amazing.
How much is it? How much is it after the
the 30-day free trial? It is I believe, I haven't done a whole lot of research, but I believe it's just a one-time payment of $15. And
shit.
Yeah, I mean, like based off of my experience with it, it is 100% worth that. Like when my trial is up, I'm gonna buy it. Like
I'm absolutely gonna check this out for Gears of War.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like you seriously have to try it.
Because even now, like I can hear people coming up, behind me by a couple meters, but it's like it's not as helpful as it could be.
Yeah, you just kind of know like it's behind you somewhere ish. Like you may be able to tell like a little bit, oh, they're like behind me and to the left some. But
yeah. So yeah, that sounds super awesome.
Yeah.
When you were talking about that, I remember back before I had a headset. I didn't get a gaming headset until later in like probably 2012. I think maybe 2013 even. Was when I first got mine. Yeah.
I guess that means I had one before you then, because I got my first one with Mass Effect 3. So.
Yeah, mine was a graduation present. So, from college. So yeah, like 2013. I just didn't have one. Like.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine life before that. Like, but I do remember in Gears of War 1, I played that game quite a bit. And I just used my TV that had speakers coming from the TV, but I was able to like hear if someone was like below me based off of that. Like I just like
I remember those days too.
Like you just played enough and you're like, okay, I recognize the sound coming from my TV, and it was specifically on canals.
Yeah.
Where there was the bridges that go across and like people could run through the water. And I'm like, all right, I know exactly where you are because I've played this game way too much.
Yeah. No, I used to be the same way with like Halo 2 specifically, because Halo 2 was the one that I played like the most out of any of the Halo games. I have like nearly 3,000 games in it. Which, I mean, I know that's not like a lot, but like compared to the other Halo games,
yeah, I know,
it was a lot for me.
It's just, I played this game so much. 3,000 games.
Well, but I mean, like,
no, I know,
to a certain extent, like a game of Halo 2 could end up being far longer than a game of, Gears. So,
yeah, sure.
Anyways,
it's just funny. That's all.
I'm sorry that I had a life.
No,
of video games.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm kind of laughing at myself too.
You mean because you totally destroy those numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to keep in mind that despite that number of multiplayer games, I was still playing the single player quite a bit.
Yeah.
And
no,
I was still...
I mean, it's fine. You don't have to justify anything.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, that's why I had fewer. Like, if I were like you, where it was like, oh, multiplayer all the time, forever and always, like, I'm sure my numbers would have rivaled yours, if not surpassed them.
I did play the Gears 1 campaign like 10 times.
Oh.
On top of...
Oh, 10 times.
Well, I mean... Yeah. But...
Call me when you can play it with your feet.
No.
Because that's the point that I got to with the Halo 1 campaign, was that I started playing it with my feet. So, yeah. Anyways.
You had too much time on your hands.
Yeah. So I decided to play games with
there's
my
some
feet.
Sort of joke about the feet and the hands.
Yeah.
Fill in the blank. Tell us your best feet-related joke.
Anyways.
But yeah. So I'm definitely going to try that out. maybe that'll be the special videos. I'll download the thing, try it out, and do a let's play in Gears.
And all of a sudden, Scott is #1 Gears player.
What do you mean all of a sudden?
I mean, you're only Diamond now. That's
I mean, it's top.
what,
I guess like
10% maybe.
it's for the playlist that I'm in. It's the top 5.6%. Because the population is a little bit smaller. But
Gotcha.
yeah. But in team deathmatch last season, I was top 2% in TDM. So I'm good at Gears. It's the only thing I'm good at in life. Okay.
I mean, if you put as much time into anything else as what you do Gears, you'd probably be good at something. I mean, fuck.
I was good at chess for a while.
I mean, fucking pick up whittling, and for every game of Gears you play, like, whittle for 15 minutes, and I'm sure you'll be carving sculptures by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So Sky does Minecraft.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened. Again, obviously, this is really late news, but for those who don't know...
Hello, bro.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Sky does Minecraft is... I don't know if he's the absolute top or just one of the top, but he's like basically one of the top, if not the highest, most popular Minecraft YouTuber. He has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and he has quit the channel. The TLDR of it is basically that he isn't happy playing the game anymore, and he doesn't, in his words, want to be a fake piece of shit anymore. And that's something that I can kind of totally understand. And that's why you and I personally have made a huge effort not to completely pigeonhole ourselves in terms of content.
Yeah, that's been the biggest. Like, I'm going to do some, but not all of my videos are going to be. All my Friday videos are not going to all be Skyrim related videos.
Yeah,
because we don't want to become the Skyrim channel.
Yeah, and that's part of why. I know a lot of our subs have probably come from those videos, which is fine. But I mean, that's part of why I haven't been super willing to kind of dive into that head first and everything, because obviously we want to grow, but I don't want to only be a Skyrim modding channel. And it's not just because I don't want to pigeonhole ourselves, that is the primary reason, but also just simply because there are plenty of those channels out there already that are dedicated to that, and I don't want that. Personally, I want us to grow and get to a point where maybe we can try Let's Plays again. And I mean, I'm kind of doing that a little bit. I've released a couple ESO Let's Plays, and the first one did really well. The second one is, still garnering views and everything. It's up in a whopping 9 right now.
I mean, you just released it yesterday.
Yeah. And I mean, that's in comparison to the 47 that the last one got, so... Yeah.
But that was over 2 weeks, so you're on pace.
Yeah.
9's a good number. But yeah, I mean, it's just, you and I, we sit down probably at least once a month, give or take, just kind of figuring out what we want to do content-wise and if we're on the right track with what we're doing.
Yeah.
And things that we can do to improve.
Yeah,
there's definitely... that's the biggest fear, is that you get popular for doing one thing, and then that's your life.
Yeah.
Because no one cares. Because not only did... So Sky Does Minecraft is only the most recent to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, he might not be the most popular Minecraft YouTuber, but he's the most well-known outside of the Minecraft community.
Yeah.
I would say. Maybe Achievement Hunter is up there in regards, just because like people know who they are and they play Minecraft, but like they're not solely Minecraft.
Yeah. I mean, I know there are others out there, obviously, but
like I think that like he's like probably the most mainstream name.
yeah.
And but there's so many people that I've watched, you know, play games, and then just you kind of like see their soul dying. Because Ray Narvaez, who was part of Achievement Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
like there was a point where like all of a sudden he just wasn't invested in the Minecraft Let's Plays as he was. He was my favorite Achievement Hunter for a long time because he was actually legitimately good at video games.
Yeah.
Which for that group is not the norm.
You trying to say people at Rooster Teeth aren't good at video games?
They have their moments. One of them who is like not good at like any video game except for Trials. He's a god at Trials. Like not like uber god, but like really fucking good. Like actually is able to platinum all the tracks, which is what I consider to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Because platinums are fucking hard. Like you literally cannot mess up on a platinum.
Yeah.
And like you have to like know all the like you have to like play the level, and then you have to like know all the shortcuts or time savers, I guess is what they're called.
Yeah.
It's not really shortcuts, but it's fucking stupid. My friend Sam actually, he was in a creation group for Trials because he likes to do all the Forge stuff and map design. Like he does like CS:GO maps in his spare time. And he was in a group with someone who had like top 2, top 3 times on a lot of maps.
Oh wow.
And I was just hanging out with them one day, and like they were like, "Oh yeah, let's go play some multiplayer." And I was like, "I'm not great at this game." And he fucking just destroyed.
Uh-huh.
Like it was incredible.
Yeah.
Like the things that he did, and like I was able to spectate him, and just I was like, all right, well, I play Gears. And you know, I've said it before, like anytime that like you're good at something, or like if you're one of the best in the world at something, I will watch it for at least a little bit just to marvel at your ability.
Yeah.
But this kind of getting off topic. Basically you see these people who get pigeonholed into a certain game.
Yeah.
And these are gamers. They enjoy other games, but their community is there for that one specific game.
Yeah.
The only real successful deviation, like being able to go from playing one game and then going out of that and being successful at it, my memory is Gold Glove was a Gears YouTuber. Kind of did some Modern Warfare 2 stuff.
Yeah.
But for the most part, he was known as the Gears of War YouTuber.
Yeah.
He was able to successfully transition into a variety streamer, which, you know, good for him, because he still enjoys Gears, but it wasn't, you know, Gears is not the most popular game on the platforms.
Yeah,
so
sure.
He was never gonna like get further with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was able to, you know, keep his community together and grow from there.
Yeah.
And now he's one of the most popular streamers on Twitch. Yeah.
Well, you know, there you go. And I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, it looks like there's at least a decent number of people that are interested more in interested more in Adam, you know, the guy who Sky from Sky Does Minecraft.
Yeah.
Because he has been working on a music-focused YouTube channel titled Net Nobody, which has already garnered 1.1 million subscribers. And, you know, he says that like that channel is going to be, you know, for anyone who wants to get to know him and not like his persona of Sky. So, I mean, that's good. Good for him. Hopefully he can end up, kind of turning, turning things around and everything. So, I mean, like, you never really want anybody to get really popular and then try and go outside of that only to fail. So, I mean, that's got to be about the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think it was Casey Neistats, who was a daily vlogger, and he was getting, 2 million views a video.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's, decided that, like, it was quote unquote too easy.
Okay.
And, like, I completely understand where he's coming from, where, like, all he had to do was basically follow a formula and then he gets 2 million views.
Sure.
And if you're a creative person, that's just going to kill you, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're not doing anything new, exciting, challenging yourself. And that's, like, such a hard decision to make, because that's 2 million people who enjoy your content.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're not...
I mean, I never watched any of the vlogs or anything. I am familiar with the name, but that's about it. So I don't know if they're, like, super edited or anything like that, to the point where it's like they probably would take a lot of time to put together. But I mean, I feel like if, the vlogs are essentially the lifeblood of your channel, then, keep doing those, start putting out some other content, and slowly convert over.
Yeah, I mean, I think, from what I understand, he just quit cold turkey and started doing other stuff. Like, he announced it, he wasn't like, oh,
yeah.
But,
well, I mean, if to each their own, I suppose.
Yeah.
That
like,
I
get it.
Super risky, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm of the opinion that, like, you have a promise to your subscribers, like the people who have dedicated their time to you. I think, like, you owe them a certain amount.
Yeah,
different channels and, like, different people have different views on, like, on this relationship. But, like, I think that, like, you owe a certain amount to everyone. Like, if for whatever reason, like, your next Skyrim video gets 1 million views and we get, like, a bunch of subs, and they've done that because they enjoy it, and then you're like, oh, this is great, and then you do 20 more. I think that, like, you kind of have a responsibility to continue doing that for a time.
Sure.
But, and, like, if for whatever reason, like, they get 1 million views and you're like, I don't really want to do Skyrim, like, I don't think you owe anyone anything at that point. But, like, there's a line. I don't know where that line is.
Well, I mean,
because you shouldn't do something that you don't enjoy, because it does become disingenuous at that point, and you're gonna burn out.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like it's kind of one of those things where YouTube is, I don't want to say that it's still in its infancy, because I feel like we've moved beyond that, but I still feel like it's still kind of growing and finding its place and everything.
Yeah, it's evolving. Yeah.
And there are a lot of younger people these days, essentially, that will view YouTube and the people on YouTube more as like movie stars almost, and or it's like TV stars or something like that, and at that point, like, the relationship that should be there of, like, I am a human, you are also a human, like, respect me, let me do my own thing. Like, if you want to stick around for the ride, then great. But I feel like that's coming to a point where that is being lost, which is a little unfortunate. Just simply because, like, you do get a lot of situations where people are like, well, I subbed for this. Like, you're supposed to give me more of that. Almost as if, like, it was a cable subscription to a specific channel,
Yeah.
And it's kind of unfortunate to see that, like, that is, again, like, being lost.
It's definitely more of a. It seems like a shift, like a cultural shift towards like, I deserve all these things for free, because they are free.
I don't
But,
even
like,
think it's. I feel like that's partially correct. Because I mean, obviously, that cultural shift is there. Like anybody that says that it isn't, or that it isn't, is clearly just enjoying the whole ignorance is bliss thing.
What's ignorance?
But I genuinely feel like part of it is because there's so much of like this stigma around YouTube that anybody who puts up a video on YouTube that gets even like a remotely like acceptable quote unquote number of views, like that person is like instantly like this famous millionaire type of person, you know?
Yeah, especially the millionaire part makes me laugh.
Um,
It's like, oh, they're so rich.
Yeah, because I mean, I wouldn't honestly be surprised if there are even some people out there that, you know, like maybe subbed to our channel and didn't even really take the time to try and get to know us or the type of content we do in any way or anything like that. And, you know, maybe they're upset now that they aren't getting regular Skyrim videos from me. And it's like, well, first of all, I never said I would do them super regularly. And second of all, I'm a person, you know. I've got a wife. I have, you know, a life outside of YouTube, and I work full time. Like this is basically like as close to the definition of a hobby as you can get. I mean, we obviously monetize our videos, and you know, it would be amazing if Zephyrin, you are causing all sorts of problems, buddy.
Do you know how many cool videos we can make if this was our full-time job?
All of them.
All the cool videos, literally every single YouTube video, or every single cool video that would be put on YouTube would be from us.
Yeah, because you know we're that talented.
Yeah, guys, we're talented. Give us money.
Zephyrin.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a difficult line because. You know, and I thought about starting a second channel that's just Gears of War related. You know, it's kind of like sort of taking the same kind of tutorials or whatever and like putting them there just so that like there's a dedicated fan base. But like even if that grows, like as much as I love Gears, who's to say, you know, in 2 years I'm going to want to make Gears of War content.
Yeah. Also, what do you do if they stop making Gears games?
Yeah. I mean, it's a question I have to ask myself anyway. But
life is just over at that point.
Or even like if they put out, you know, the next Gears of War Judgment and it's just a god awful game that I have no interest in playing.
Yeah.
Or even if it is successful and like everyone's like, I love this game, make content in this game, and I'm like, this isn't the game that I want to play.
Yeah.
Like that's a problem that I don't necessarily want to come to.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a difficult thing because like you want to be successful, but you don't want to be trapped by that success.
Exactly.
And I know, like, you know, if we ever got to that point, people are like, "Oh, boo-hoo. Like, you're just so successful, boo-hoo."
Yeah,
like,
you know, cry, you know, all the way to the bank.
Like, we're crying before that even happens, but, like, you know, I see, like, Trump SC, the guy that I watch for Hearthstone stuff, there are times, you know, towards the end of expansions where, you know, he's just kind of, like, going through the motions, and he's like, you know, Hearthstone's too easy, like, you know, I'm fucking top 100 player every month. Like, there's not really a challenge here anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like, he doesn't, you know, publicly say it, but you just kind of tell that, like, he's not as invested.
Yeah.
And then there's also, like, you know, he branched out and he tries to do other games, and they don't get nearly as many views.
Yeah.
And, like, you look at his streams, like, when he streams games, like, if he streams Hearthstone, he has, like, 18,000 people watching him.
Jeez.
He streams something else, like, maybe it's, like, 5,000, right? Like,
honestly, I
which is like, still a good number.
I'd
but
be like, you 5,000?
You
you're
the
my
real
true
MVPs.
fans. You're my true fans. I'm going over here. Follow me. Take them and then just run. Is that right, Zevran? I have a cat in my lap and he keeps bumping the mic, so I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm not gonna edit it. I'm just gonna slap it into the timeline and go.
Only if you have a cat periodically just appear on the screen with the gameplay.
I mean, I guess I could.
Why would you do that?
The cat in Ben's lap is Zevran, which is the famous poop butt from the first ever video that we made.
Oh, poop butt. It was a great joke. Great joke. You should go watch it. Just go watch all of it. And then unsub and never come back, because that's how you're going to want to feel after that.
I think I'll link to the, if I remember, I'll link to the, our reaction video as we watch our first ever video.
I still think the ending of that video was pretty good, though.
I mean, yeah, that was...
Because you were so genuinely like, I don't see anything. Like, what are you talking about?
I was hoping like there would be a fucking sweet ass Easter egg that they put in the game or something. And I was like, what?
I know, that's why it was so good.
And then you're like, it says next time on Split Couch Games. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, I fucking hate you.
But then it turned into our outro, so at least something came of it.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, if you guys ever wondered why we say we'll see you next time on Split Couch Games as opposed to anything else.
As opposed to just, see you later, fuckers. Click.
Why didn't you say that? That could have been our sign.
I feel like most people wouldn't appreciate that.
I mean, if you said it in like the voice like, see you later, fuckers.
Yeah, just air horns at the end of every video.
Yeah. Oh god. No one would appreciate that. I think we blew our air horn jokes on the Overwatch videos.
Yeah.
Those were some of my favorite videos because they were just so short and so much fun.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway,
doing some of those now would be pretty fun with the custom game lobby and everything, where you can edit like health and ult generation and gravity and all this kind of stuff.
It's up to you, man. It's up to you. I've been enjoying not having to do multicam editing though. It's so much easier.
Yeah, I know. I can only imagine.
It's like,
right.
It's just so much more chill.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, we should.
If
wrap
you guys
this up.
want to see,
getting way off topic.
What? Ben and Scott never go off topic.
Also, I have a cat.
All right.
I said it.
Well, Ben's gonna go play with his cat. And I'm going to. I have to go pick up a suit. I gotta do that. And some shoes.
All right. We'll have fun.
Yep. So we'll see you guys next time on Split Couch Games.
Goodbye.
See you later, fuckers.
See you later, fuckers. Damn it.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.